Welcome to the General's Gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Command & Conquer Red Alert 3. It has been a while. Too long, in fact, because I'm very fond of this game. Red Alert 3, one of my favorite CNC games. I've played this so much. Back in the day, I used to play this a lot more than I played Zero Hour, but Zero Hour just happened to be the focus of the channel, mainly because of the fact that Blake hadn't really played Zero Hour. But anyway, today I have a match between Dimon as our Soviets and Kohaji as the Allies. We are on Infinity Isle, generally the standard go-to map. Already we have the early aggression that makes Red Alert 3 so exciting. Dogs and bears, having those conscripts mixed in as well. Really, it's all about escorting the engineer to the oil derrick. So, pretty big investment here. Actually, he whiffs both of those stuns. Nice play so far, but yeah, it's actually pretty cost-effective with this dog, but not enough. And of course, meanwhile, Kohaji gets his own oil cap. I feel like the oil caps are much more exciting than what they are in Zero Hour. You have those early aggression, and you have to kind of choose how much you want to invest in it, or if you just go straight for the war factory and just try and punish the oil derrick, or try to go for harassment. There's a lot of different ways you can open up in the early game. Of course, we have the dog scouting as well. Just wants to make sure there's no naval expansion, see if there's a quick tech, if there's an airfield, whatever it is. So we have the war factory. Actually sold his barracks off, so I guess he already has a pretty big infantry army, and by infantry I mean bears and conscripts. Vindicator is going to be here as well, the bombing unit from the Allied. Not exactly good against infantry though. A lot of peacekeepers here as well. He can probably take these out though with the bears. Bears and of course the conscripts for the Molotovs to make sure that the peacekeepers get taken out even if they pop the shield. And we have a very quick gyrocopter, or rather cryocopter, not gyro. Gyrocopter would be like a helicopter that hails from the capital city of Egypt. Focusing down this oil derrick, very nice play if you can actually get it, but I don't know. The cryocopter's freezing all of these infantry pretty quickly here, and the infantry are actually focusing the peacekeepers rather than going for the oil derrick. It looks like I can actually get both of these down. No, actually, nice play here by Kohaji. The funny name that I make sure I'm not actually getting wrong. Kohaji, yeah. Holds his oil derrick. He probably could have destroyed the oil derrick though if it was focused down the entire time rather than focusing both the peacekeepers and the oil derrick. So maybe a little bit indecisive. But either way here, we're going to have the MCV moving out to get that land expansion as the water expansion has already been completed. He has a few bullfrogs though, because he's going to need those against the airplay. The cryocopter was of course revealed with a bit of a tell sign that it will be a bit of an air play style coming out of the Allies, and that's going to be the water expansion there as well. So definitely need to see some of these bullfrogs in position, because it doesn't take long for the cryocopter to freeze that harvester down. Even if it's just one bullfrog, just to kind of discourage the cryocopter and the Vindicator. Maybe we'll also see the oil derrick get focused down by the air units. The garrison's been taken by these peacekeepers and can actually focus that oil derrick down pretty quickly. He's not going for it though, and it's giving time for the conscripts to clear those out with those Molotovs. And of course you have the bear moving in to get the stun. Otherwise you can just time out the Molotovs in small numbers. And yeah, here we go. Cryocopter and the Vindicator. Bullfrogs are moving in though. They're not really doing that much. Yeah, we'll force that one to maybe even kill it as well, actually. Yeah, nice. Pretty slow response. And we have dolphins, so we're going to have the naval harassment. One of the great things about Red Alert 3 is how it actually implements naval units into the counter system. But it is a Tesla coil, so a pretty big investment too. Not just the sentry gun, the actual Tesla coil. Of course, Tesla coil is vulnerable to air units, but he has the bullfrogs to cover that. And it will be the land expansion as well from Kohija. Really, Kohija? I hate this name so much. Kohaji. Kohaji. I need to write this down, honestly, because I'm going to keep forgetting his actual name. Kohaji. Anyway, we have the airfield. Probably will see some MiGs get built for the Soviet player for Dimon, which will mean in response there would be some Apollos. Apollos are better than the MiGs in small numbers. The MiGs, of course, having the splash damage, so they do scale pretty well. And 3 Vindicators. You can take out the Harvester if he doesn't pop the what is it called? The defensive mode. But of course, going for the Tesla coil is a smart move that allows the Dolphins to move in and then take out the Ore Collector, especially because the Tesla coil is a big investment. It costs, I believe it's 1,500, so it's pretty expensive to kill that, even regardless of whether or not the Harvester goes down. Nice use of the Twin Blade to try and take out the Dolphin, but the Apollo is there to take out actually 2 Twin Blades. That's very expensive. He's able to drop down using his evacuate passengers. Didn't know you could do that. It's quite sneaky. He saves a Twin Blade. Nice play. And then the Bullfrogs show up and take out the Apollo, and now the Dolphins go down. So that was a very long engagement, and it means that the Harvester was saved. So nice play. We actually have some Riptides here, but the still has to worry about the Twin Blades. There's going to be Vindicators, but there's plenty of Bullfrogs in position. Cryo Shot comes through on the Harvester, or the Harvester. And it won't get the end freeze off. Nice dodge there from Dimon. All these Twin Blades are getting focused down. You may see some Apollos moving in, but actually I don't think there are any. Yeah, there's no Apollos, so he's going to lose all 3 of these Riptides. These Twin Blades, very powerful. And we have the 5th expansion, the 5th ore refinery, with that naval yard there as well. So you can then put the pressure on, get it in a cooler sub, go for that water expansion. A Harvester gets sniped down by the Twin Blades, so very nice play so far from Dimon. Is looking very strong. He's going to have better economy. He sniped a lot of units. For some reason there's a hydrofoil on the edge of the map. I guess he's looking for scouting, because it gives him a fair bit of vision. Maybe, yeah, if he sends the hydrofoil there with some Dolphins, it's going to be very effective. Another Apollo goes down, so just more pickoffs here for Dimon. Vindicators are going to be bombing this refinery, but it takes a while to take it out. You need, I believe it's 4 to destroy it in a single volley. Other than that, what else can we say? A lot of flak troopers, a lot of conscripts, so a pretty mixed army. Crusher cranes being built here because you can't actually repair the air units on the airfield as the Soviets. You need that crusher crane. Double hydrofoil, so maybe he's actually just going to be having the hydrofoils there and then sending out the Vindicators rather than actually going for naval units. But I don't know if this naval yard's actually been scouted, the Soviet one. Okay, it's been scouted now. Akula subs though, here we go. Akula subs are probably the best naval unit in terms of just their raw cost efficiency against other naval units. Empire is regarded as having strong naval units, but the problem with I don't remember what it's called, but like the tier 2 naval unit that they get, I haven't played this game in years, is that because it's not submerged, it means you can actually shrink it with a shrink ray, and then you can just freeze it. Whereas with the Akula, because it's submerged, it's a lot easier to keep it alive and avoid it getting focused down. And that's the naval expansion sold off, so very nice harassment. But at the same time, we have harassment on the naval expansion of Dimon. He's got Dolphins here. There goes the refinery, or the Harvester. Tesla coil is being built, but maybe he can focus down the refinery in time. And with his hydrofoils here, he can't send the Twin Blades over. Okay, we have, oh, here we go. Sending through the conscripts and trying to send over the flak troopers as well, but he has to keep them there to focus down these IFVs. Bombings come through from the Vindicator, but there's just so many conscripts here with those Molotovs. He can focus down those walls and that refinery very quickly. Oh, excellent disable there with a hydrofoil. Prevents that Tesla coil from firing. That refinery is going down. There is a Riptide there, and the Vindicators are trying to drop as many bombs as they can. Prospect are looking for the Crushers. Here come the flak troopers as well. They can take the Harvester and that refinery out very quickly. Riptide's doing some decent damage, but not going to be enough against all this infantry presence. And in the naval, we had the Stingrays as well, so a complete assault here. Naval units dropping in some infantry as well. The refinery does go down, so only 2 refineries remain for the allied player, for Kohaji, whatever the hell it was. Moving the MCV back to rebuild that refinery is a nice play. This ground army has been cleaned up. The Stingrays went back to the water, so they're pretty safe there. And we're gonna have the Dolphins move over back to this naval expansion, I suppose, but that won't end very well. The Stingrays are very powerful versus the Dolphins, especially with that cooler sub there as well. But cryo shot coming through. The Harvester is actually frozen, but can't get the killing blow there with the Bullfrogs in position. This Cryocopter's getting pretty low as well here. Weren't able to take out any of these buildings, so very, very nice play from Dimon. There it goes, actually. The Bullfrog slightly out of position there. Allows the Harvester to get sniped off. I believe it's actually called a Collector in this game, or Collector. Yeah, Harvester is CNC3. The Tiberium Harvesters. I just kind of mesh all these CNC games together. Like RPG troops, I'll probably call the Javelin troops. Missile defenders, they have laser lock, same thing, right? Pretty big air army though. Vindicators, Cryocopters, not much veterancy though. And there's a lot of anti-air here. Gets one Vindicator down, and actually freezes one of the Bullfrogs. But not going to be enough here. Dolphins, there's 3 of them, and 2 of which are fully heroic, but they're still not very good against the more dedicated naval units. Guardian tanks as well. So Guardians are very nice versus the infantry, especially the conscripts that can crush them. However, the flat troopers with their magnetic mines are pretty resistant to the crutches. Yeah, as we see, the Stingrays just absolutely murdered all those Dolphins, and I don't think he even moved in the Akula sub. I suppose with the Akula, you would just have the hydrofoil disrupt the weapon. Very, very powerful abilities, that hydrofoil disruption. But yeah, the game's kind of slowed down a bit here. Infinity Isle is a pretty campy map, given that single lane in the middle, so I'm not really a fan of it though, but it does have some nice opportunity for naval play. But it's still going to be an extra refinery for Dimon, and going for another land assault here via the water. Only 3 Stingrays though, and with all this ground army, the Javelins, the Guardian tanks, especially with that Pew designator beam, you can do a lot of damage here. I don't actually know if I can check the protocols. Oh, I can. Sweet. Okay, so he hasn't got the high technology. The high technology will be quite nice because then it'll give him the double damage boost to the Pupil designator mode, where normally it's only 50% damage. So a very strong boost. Makes the Guardian tanks actually quite powerful. Okay, there's a lot of flight troopers here, but not enough to take out the Vindicators. And next snipes down 2 Tesla troopers. Those aren't cheap. So a fantastic pick-off. And very nice calculation, knowing that he wouldn't lose any of the Vindicators, given how many troops it was. But still, the land assault continues here. Going to be dropping in some decommissioned satellites. The power plant goes down, but unsuccessful with so many Guardian tanks and Javelin troops especially. We have the Athena cannon. Not sure where that went, but I believe he was looking to snipe down this ore refinery. I'm pretty sure you can reach that with whatever artillery you have, whether it's the V4, I think it's called, or whatever the Empire one is as well. But yeah, very, very nice. One of the weaknesses of this naval expansion. Gonna go down very quick here. I don't know about the naval facility, the naval yard and the reactor. Probably the reactor, but maybe not the naval yard. I'm sure it was designed intentionally like that, so you could actually siege it. And we couldn't even see this other naval expansion. A lot of twin blades, though. Gonna be focusing down the oil derrick pretty fast. I'm actually surprised they've lasted this long, given how many air units that we've seen. Once again, naval army looking for some damage here, but he just can't find it. The allied units too quick to respond, and trying to attack from both sides. Actually, trying to catch this ground army out of position. Spread himself too thin. The Athena Guardian shield going to be covering the IFVs and the refinery. Do we have the tier 3 yet from the Soviet? I don't think we do. So where is the MCV? It's okay. It's here. So the water expansion goes back. So I suppose it's been more the tech route for the Soviet, where it's the opposite. It's been the economic route for the Soviet, having the 5 expansions, where it's the tech route for the Allied player. So that can be interesting dynamic. Are we going to see any of those Mirage tanks? Are we going to see Tanya? We're going to see the Carpet Bomber. Athena Cannon is very Very important for the breaking the camp here, especially if you see Tesla coils or anything else in the middle. But a lot of infantry is nice against the Athena cannon. It's more about sniping those individual targets. And we're going to have to see the tech eventually from the Soviet. You really want to have Natasha to snipe down the high value tanks like the Athena cannon, snipe down all the infantry. It's strange that Dimon's actually trying to rebuild this refinery because it won't last very long against this Athena cannon unless he can snipe it down. It will die very quickly here, so maybe he'll just go in and suicide some of these stingrays. Also, I want to express that I find the stingrays very, very oppressive. It triggers me as an Australian. You know, one of our Australian icons getting killed by a stingray. Of course, it very insensitive, I think, of EA. Other than that, bit of an attack here with the twin blades, followed up by the stingrays as well. The guardian shield holding on though, but it will finally power down. Stingray's not committing. Yeah, sorry, I didn't turn Facebook off. My bad. It's like the one thing that I always mess up whenever I record is I often forget to turn off Facebook. So I'll do that now. You shouldn't hear that one again. My apologies. And yeah. So, the stalemate continues. We could even see a super weapon. Super weapon take a long time to activate. Ooh. But obviously, they're quite cheap, so they're very good in these games when you know it's going to be going on for a while. But a decent amount of IFVs. One twin blade goes down. Bullfrog numbers getting a little bit low here. 3 of them, and of course 1 being quite weak. Naval expansion's back. Maybe we'll see Inaculus come out. Even the, like the... Wait, what? There's an engineer. Was that some kind of bullfrog shenaniganry, or maybe a twin blade trying to drop something off? The dreadnoughts, the aircraft carriers, very, very strong units at sieging a base, for example. That being said, though, the cryocopters are a nice counter to the dreadnought because you have the shrink ray. Yeah, but he's actually rebuilding this ore refinery, so not too concerned by this Athena cannon. He's trying to drop some more conscripts. Actually, yeah, the refinery's gone down, so I don't know, maybe he's trying to like flush out the civilian structure, the garrison there, and yeah, he's gonna lose this refinery again. Oh, but there's the dreadnought, there we go. So I think maybe he was hoping the dreadnought would take out the Athena, and it will. It's just a little bit mistimed, but there's the shrink ray. On point is the cryocopter. Even the stingrays get shrunk. Dolphin going to be harassing this refinery. Nice. Just single Dolphin is all you need if the air units are out of position and there's no defense. Very high DPS of the Dolphins. They're very fast as well. It's not very good in straight up fights versus other naval units. So we have 2 dreadnoughts. And the decommissioned satellite? No, never mind. That's just the dreadnought. Oh no, yeah, wow, it is. Wow, okay, there goes the Athena. There with the ground troops as well. Okay, we have the sentry bombers. They didn't find anything though. Here come the MiGs would have followed them up. There goes one of them, maybe even both, but there's so many ISVs. 2 MiGs go down. I didn't actually see them drop their payload anywhere. What did they go for? I mean, still the All Derrick is alive. That's a really important target. There's the aircraft carrier focusing down the dreadnought. There's not much naval units here for Dimon. These aircraft carriers are very powerful, especially with that EMP. That being said, there's a lot of bullfrogs, and you actually built a crusher crane as well for the heals, or the repairs. Yeah, this is nice. Nice, he actually hits that long-range skill shot. So how does Dimon counter this? Does he go massive coolers? Does he go mass twin blades? But there's a lot of hydrofoils and a lot of turrets as well, and those hydrofoils are so powerful. Only one of them actually drop, and the dreadnought's going to be firing as well. Of course, you can't disrupt those dreadnought missiles like you can with the aircraft carriers. Maybe if he EMPs the bullfrogs and then attacks with the aircraft carriers. Well, Cooler snuck through, but on his own here, won't achieve too much. There's actually 2 of them, but even 2, what are they going to achieve? Especially with the repairing seaport, and the shrink ray again comes through to lower that damage of the Akula. So this is a very scary army here. 3 aircraft carriers, all the anti-air in the world that he actually needs. I think this naval base is going down here for Dimon. We have Natasha, though, able to decrew the aircraft carrier, sort of like Jarman. Decent number of Akula subs. There's 4 of them. Migs as well. There's going to be a big naval fight. There goes one of the aircraft carriers. They're getting very clumped up here, so Akulas can focus them down very fast with those ultra torpedoes. Ultra torpedoes, really. Nice name. A lot of peacekeepers. Definitely a stalemate in the land, so they're taking the battle to the seas. And the Defense Bureau, so I believe that's for Tanya. It's also required for the Prism Towers, but the Prism Towers are generally just not worth it. Especially when you have things like the Dreadnoughts. And Natasha as well, I believe, can actually outrange them. When you have the Sentry Bombers with the Tanya, very powerful. I don't know where they've gone, actually. Maybe I missed them both going down. Well, one of them went down, I saw on screen. These Twin Blades are on the other side of the map. Is he trying to transport some engineers? There must be something here for it to be worth it. Yeah, maybe it was empty. Oh, we have super weapons. So what do we have? We have the Iron Curtain. We have the Chronosphere. And the Vacuum Imploder. So all these super weapons. I love how Red Alert 3 has utility. Super weapons, the Iron Curtain. Okay, that's a lot of ultra torpedoes. Just 1 hydrofoil. And this aircraft carrier still hasn't been recaptured. It's a bit harder to capture because all you can capture it with is engineers, spies, and your commandos. So they're pretty expensive units and they're pretty fragile as well. On the land, big attack here. IFVs, Athenas, Peacekeepers. Dreadnought's going to be firing their missiles, but the Athena cannon with the fully heroic status is pretty strong. Bit of a combined assault here. We actually have the Kirov airship as well, but there's so many IFVs. V2's going to be... V4 is going to be firing. But maybe should use the shrapnel rounds so it does better anti-infantry. Athena cannon's pretty durable with the shields. The Kirov is getting focused down. In the water, we have the assault destroyers with their black hole shields, allowing the aircraft carriers to do their damage. Not looking too good here for Dimon. His Iron Curtain is coming up pretty soon. Dreadnought, not the best AoE. It's more anti-building than it is anti-units. Another Kirov airship, but not going to have much of an impact. But maybe if he times it with all these Twin Blades, not enough anti-air to focus the Kirov airship and the Twin Blades at the same time, and that's the shrapnel rounds. Yeah, no Twin Blade committing. And the decommissioned satellite, but I think it's going to be a bit too far forward. The cooler subs, though, are just too strong versus assault destroyers. Riptide's here to harass this harvester. Very close game. He's going for the refinery now. I'm actually pretty depleted, so you only get a fraction of the original amount. Kind of like how Vespene gas worked in StarCraft 1, is when it depletes, you can still mine, but you only get like 20% or whatever it is. So these base ones are both depleted, but then these ones are actually only 1,000 left, so pretty low on ore. The water expansions are pretty decent, but these land expansions have all been dried up. It's been a very long game of Red Alert 3. They normally don't go for this long. Actually, observation post was captured. That's nice. It gives a lot of vision to the allied player. So he actually uses the Iron Curtain on the Dreadnought, keeps them invincible for a short duration. Don't know how much it'll achieve though. He's not really doing that much in the meantime. He's just kind of... He got the refinery, yeah, but it was depleted anyway, and that's the Iron Curtain now wearing off. Now he's caught right in enemy territory, disrupted by the hydrofoil, the jamming mode. Aircraft carrier is going to be sieging up the base of Dimon. These cooler subs are going to be a bit of a problem though. Needs more hydrofoils to use the jamming gun on them. That's a fantastic cryo shot. Gets a lot of bullfrogs, the apocalypse tanks. Gonna be a nice counter to all these IFVs, and still going for the Kirovs. But the apocalypse gets frozen by the cryocopters. Here comes the flak troopers and all these twin blades. There's just too much aircraft for these IFVs to deal with. A costly trade, but it will be Dimon pulling ahead. Chronosphere is available. That can take out the entire land army if he teleports it into the water. Gonna need more anti-air desperately. Fair bit of veterancy as well on these twin blades. IFV is not the strongest anti-air, but they're very mobile. They can chase things down. Wow. That fully heroic IFV just took down 2 on his own. The Kirov has actually snuck into the base. He's gonna get the money shot on the Chronosphere. Even this Proton Collider as well. He has to use this before it times off. He can use it. He's gonna lose it though. He didn't use the Chronosphere. And there it goes. What a waste. He could have just got this army. He had the vision of it and just teleported into the water. How did it sneak through? He comboed it with the IFV attack. So, it meant that all the anti-air was busy and he's fully heroic now. There goes the power plants. He can do so much damage with this Kirov airship. There's gonna be another power plant as well here. That's 2 down, maybe even the 3rd one, maybe even the 4th one. The ISV's damage is just pitiful. It's gonna be the Apollo, but this hero Kirov airship does so much damage. And there it goes. We took out a lot of the base. And this is going to be the naval base going down as well here. There's just too much aircraft carriers, hydrofoils, assault destroyers, everything he needs in the water. I think Dimon's collapsing though. That being said though, he does have both of his super weapons. He's got his vacuum imploder and his iron curtain. Those are very valuable, especially against this slow water army. Might be worth actually using that super weapon just to destroy this entire water army, because that is, it's quite scary. You gotta remember, we're low economy. We only have 1 base of actually efficient mining. It's gonna be really hard to replace those armies. Their power is down as well, so those anti-air turrets not gonna be working at the moment, as the apocalypse tanks are moving up with the support of the bullfrogs. But there isn't any counter to this huge naval army. Maybe he'll iron curtain these apocalypse tanks. Fully heroic Vindicator does go down. Okay, that's the vacuum imploder. Takes out this forward base. A decent amount of damage done. Wasn't that good though. I think he really should have saved for the water army, because this is the real threat right now. He could lose his entire base. But maybe his thought process is... No, he uses the Iron Curtain as well. I was going to say, was he going to save the Iron Curtain for an army to destroy this naval force of the Allies? It's actually... Is that teleporting? There goes the Anthrax Bomb as well. I didn't even know what that blue thing was. Was it... I thought it teleports 2 units. Oh, Chrono Rift. Okay, that's what it was. He's going to lose this MCV, and that's all his tech as well. That's a big blow to lose that. But right now, the aircraft carriers are seizing the super reactor. That will blow up and do a lot of damage to the base. It's very densely packed. Apocalypse tanks, though, actually gets taken out, I think. Yeah, he was focused down. The decommissioned satellite going for that airfield. Not much remains for the Allied play. It really is this naval army, and that's it. Sold off the reactor so it didn't blow up, but there goes the battle lab. That's his Tech 3. Terror drones are a nice choice. Good against the expensive units. There is the seaport though to clear the Terror drone. Yeah, he gets into this Vet 2 assault destroyer. He needs to focus this down. Dolphin's going for it. Oh, Dolphin! What? Dolphin kills Terror drones! I forgot about that. But the Terror drone kills the Dolphin, and the Dolphin's down. So now we may see a Dolphin get rebuilt from this seaport to try and clear out the Terror drone. Going for this war factory as well. Needs more anti-air. Fully heroic is both of these aircraft carriers, so they're absolutely beastly right now. The construction yard did survive, so that the tech survives as well, and they're still mining, but it's just very slow. No more war factory, so I can't build any more Terror drones. There's going to be the Iron Curtain coming up soon, so that one's getting focused down. I believe there's no Natasha either. Natasha would be the excellent counter to the aircraft carrier, the playstyle. A lot of conscripts and flak troopers. A decent amount of peacekeepers, however. Peacekeepers trade very well versus the conscripts, especially with the ISV Peacekeepers. Uses the black hole thing as well, so zones out these troops. Only for a short while, though. And the fully heroic IFV survives. And there goes the vacuum imploder. You should sell it, it's very expensive, but I think you don't get much cash if it's low on health. Yeah. Terror drone is gradually picking off all these hydrofoils. There are dolphins nearby, however. If all the hydrofoils go down, then he can just use the twin blades to pick off the aircraft carriers. He couldn't kill the terror drone in time. Only one hydrofoil though, so maybe he can just go in and focus it down. 3 twin blades can probably kill it. That's a GG. Yeah, so Dimon calls it. Oh man, I feel like that was a huge waste of those super weapons. Because I don't think Dimon needed to use both. I could definitely understand him using the vacuum imploder on the base or using the Iron Curtain on his troops to then attack the base, but using both of them, he vacuum imploded the base and then he also Iron Curtained his Apocalypse tanks. What he really should have done, in my opinion, I think, is use the vacuum imploder to kill the aircraft carriers and the assault destroyers. I mean, they are moving, like, so it's not that guaranteed that you're just going to hit the army, but they are still relatively slow. Like, you wouldn't exactly want to vacuum implode dolphins, because they should be dodgy pretty easily. But, or if you Iron Curtained his twin blades, like, I'm pretty sure you can Iron Curtain air units, maybe you can't, but either way, if you vacuum him, if he Iron Curtained something to attack the Navy, or if he Iron Curtained his Apocalypse tanks, I felt like he should have spread his super weapons out, because yeah, he pretty much killed the base. There wasn't anything left there for the Allied. He had a couple of refineries, like a power plant in the airfield, and that was really it. But that water army was uncontested. He had vetted up aircraft carriers, he had assault destroyers, he had hydrofoils. There was no way Dimon could dealt with that. But that was a fantastic game. 28 minutes, I think, or 30 minutes even. Long time for a game of Red Alert 3. And yeah, that was a nice game. I'll definitely do more. I do love Red Alert 3. I just haven't been casting it much because Blake hasn't really played Red Alert 3, and solo casting kind of sucks and probably is a lot less interesting. But Blake's been busy lately, and he will be busy for a bit because he's got his job now. He'll still be casting and stuff, which is cool. Like, we casted some Company of Heroes yesterday, but it means that I'm probably going to have to do like a little bit more solo casts, or maybe do some more duo casts with other people on Skype. So yeah, it just means if I'm going to solo cast, like, I might as well do Red Alert 3 or other games that I haven't done for the sake of Blake not being able to really contribute. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you liked Red Alert 3. Let me know if you want to see more. It's always a bunch of fun. And if you want to support the channel, then you can do so via our Patreon, considering that I am doing YouTube full time now. The link for that is in the description. And yeah, thanks. I'll see you next time.